potato.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Good afternoon. Our top stories this Monday. Enough is enough. Thousands of Queenslanders join a nationwide push for justice and change. A hotel in lockdown again. The urgent investigation underway to work out how COVID-19 was transmitted between guests. The cool change across the southeast, plus a wet week ahead. Tony Auden's forecast. And George, Charlotte and Louis create heartwarming Mother's Day messages for their granny Diana. Good afternoon. Tens of thousands of Australians have marched across the country in support of women's rights. In Canberra, the woman at the centre of a Parliament rape allegation, Brittany Higgins, gave a surprise speech. Jennifer Beshwati reports.
It's a message heard loud and clear from the women on Parliament lawns to the men in the building. Enough is enough. Thousands gathered in Canberra, standing in solidarity with women all over the country who are victims of sexual abuse.
And we want the people in power to act to support us. We are not faceless. We are the majority.
At the rally, former Liberal staffer Brittany Higgins.
There is a horrible societal acceptance about sexual violence experienced by women in Australia.
Ms Higgins alleges she was raped by a former staffer in the Office of Defence Minister Linda Reynolds.
Speak up, share your truth and know that you have a generation of women ready, willing and able to support you.
This sort of thing has to stop. It had to have stopped years ago. I'm tired of having to come out to these rallies for women's rights.
Labor MPs marched to the rally led by the party's leadership team.
As I spread my love and arms across the land.
Scott Morrison did not attend, but offered a private meeting with the rally's organiser.
Would you reconsider your meeting with him?
I've been asked to...
if I had more information, possibly. There's a lot of Liberal MPs that have attended today, but you can't hold it against people that can't leave the building.
Meanwhile, concerns of sexual assault and harassment within the Labor Party have been posted on a private Facebook group led by Labor staff. Opposition leader Anthony Albanese says he's not aware of any allegations against sitting members.
I certainly have read what has said, and it is of real concern. It's hard to look into anonymous suggestions.
But he's urged women in the party to come forward.
There are processes there that are available, and I'd encourage women to come forward. I encourage women to speak out.
The Deputy Opposition Leader Richard Marles has offered an apology to the women involved.
On behalf of the Labor Party, I'm deeply sorry for what has occurred, and this needs to change.
But Mr Albanese, who was at this march, would not commit to standing the accused men aside if the allegations were made public.
In Brisbane, city streets were swamped as protesters marched for justice. It's estimated 10,000 people gathered at King George Square demanding action as part of the women's rights movement. We'll have more from reporter Erin Edwards, who was at the march, coming up in the Bulletin. Meanwhile, Attorney General Christian Porter has filed a lawsuit against the ABC and journalist Louise Milligan. Mr Porter claims the ABC published false allegations against him following the report into historical rape allegations against him. Proceedings commenced in the federal court today, with lawyers accusing the public broadcaster of trial by media and journalist Louise Milligan of acting with malice. The ABC has vowed to fight the action. An investigation has confirmed the spread of the UK variant of COVID in Brisbane's Hotel Grand Chancellor. The virus spread from one quarantine traveller to another, who also infected the doctor at the Princess Alexandra Hospital. Marlena Watt reports.
Good afternoon. As the Hotel Grand Chancellor faces its second day in lockdown, genomic sequencing has confirmed the spread of COVID on floor 1 of the hotel. One of 2 travellers who became sick then infected the doctor at the PA hospital with the highly contagious UK variant. It's still a mystery as to how the virus spread in the hotel. Queensland Health is reviewing CCTV footage and staff will be interviewed. Queensland Health wants anyone who was staying at the hotel between the 5th and the 9th of March to get tested and isolate. More than 200 people who stayed in the hotel during that time frame have already finished their quarantine and been released, sparking concerns they may have been infectious in the community.
Potentially we could have had somebody infectious in the community. We don't think the timing is still such that we're reassured that we can get on top of it and manage that.
It is the second time the hotel has been forced into lockdown after a cluster in January when a cleaner became sick. That outbreak triggered a snap 3-day lockdown of Brisbane, something that's so far been avoided this time around. More than 270 contacts have been traced to the doctor in the community, as well as a further 160 at the PA hospital, and of those, 86 have returned negative results.
We've still got 24 hours to make sure that we can see if there's any community transmission spread from this doctor.
There were 6 new cases recorded in Queensland today, all in hotel quarantine, but of those cases, none were recorded at the Grand Chancellor. The hotel will remain in lockdown for at least 48 hours. 160 guests are being tested, as well as staff.
An extraordinary council meeting will take place next week to pave the way for Brisbane City to sign up to host the 2032 Olympics. A closed meeting will get special briefings about where venues will be placed and who might benefit. Official council support is needed to advance the bid.
I'm expecting it will receive bipartisan support, but obviously this meeting is a formal step in locking down that support and going forward.
The Mayor has also confirmed he believes the Games will be known as Brisbane 2032. 4 men have been jailed for killing a mother and father in Logan's notorious Bodies in the Toolbox case. Among the group, the orchestrator of the sadistic crime. Rosanna Kingson has more.
It was an innocent exchange between a shopkeeper and one of the victims that sparked a senseless act of evil in 2016. Sto Daniels became paranoid. Corey Breton was informing on him, ordering him and Juliana Triscaro to be lured to a Kingston unit where they were tied up and placed in a toolbox which was eventually dumped at the bottom of a Logan dam.
They are despicable crimes involving senseless yet sadistic conduct perpetrated against 2 defenceless individuals. Each victim died in a cold, watery grave. Such conduct is unspeakable evil of its worst kind.
Sto Daniels, Trent Thrupp and Davey Teo were today given life sentences in the Supreme Court after a jury found them guilty of murder and torture. Another man, Waylon Walker, was sentenced to 12 years jail for manslaughter. He knew Corey had been beaten and detained but never intervened and was at the unit when the toolbox was removed.
You showed no decency at that time, despite being implored by your then partner to tell police. You fled the country when you found out that they had been found in their watery graves.
In court, the families of Juliana and Corey gave emotional victim impact statements, telling the men, "You caused untold heartache and suffering. You will never be forgotten or forgiven." The 4 men are the last of 8 people to be convicted over the toolbox killings. We'll have more details at 6 o'clock.
Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews is out of hospital as he continues to recover from a nasty fall. He'll take at least 6 weeks off to complete gruelling rehabilitation on his injured back and broken ribs. The politician revealed he narrowly avoided permanent damage to his spinal cord and must wear a brace every day. Trauma doctors say they're watching closely for signs of worsening spinal stability. There are fresh tensions between Harry and Meghan and Buckingham Palace. An external law firm has reportedly been hired to investigate bullying claims against the Duchess of Sussex. But Meghan says she wants to see proof to back up the allegations. Amy Parks has more.
Yes, in a clear indication that the Duchess of Sussex intends to fight back, her office has written to Buckingham Palace to formally request any documents, including emails and phone messages, pertaining to those bullying claims. Now, those claims made by a senior palace aide suggest that Meghan behaved unacceptably towards 2 staffers and undermined the confidence of a third. Now, while the Sussexes have not been requested to partake formally in that independent inquiry, this certainly looks as though they are preparing to launch their own, and we can only imagine what that will do for the tension between Meghan and Harry and the rest of the royal family. It's understood Harry may have spoken to his grandmother, the Queen, in the weeks since that controversial Oprah interview went to air. However, Prince William said last week he was yet to speak to his brother, but that he intended to, and it it is reported that the brothers remain committed to coming together in July for the unveiling of a statue in their late mother's honour.
Southeast Queenslanders can expect a week of wet weather with rain already soaking parts of the state. The temperature gauge also dropping sharply, breaking March records. Elliot Chipper has more.
If you woke up thinking winter had arrived early in the southeast, you weren't the only one. The weekend sunshine long gone, as parts of the state awoke to lower than usual March temperatures.
Probably a 5 to 10 degree drop-off expected from yesterday, where we saw about 30 degrees.
Yesterday we're feeling the weather quite badly, and today it's nice. I'm glad I bought the jumper, put it that way.
A cold front moving across the state.
Record temperatures are actually at Birdsville yesterday for March, the coldest March day they've ever had out at Birdsville, and those records go back quite some time.
Brisbane covered in a blanket of early morning fog. The mercury only made it as high as 23 degrees, and that was just after 6 a.m.
It's nice, yeah, it's nice. I don't mind, I like the cool weather.
Sitting above the cold front, a rain band also giving parts of the southeast a drenching overnight.
Some heavy rainfall actually near the Bunya Mountains as well last night, and a little bit of moderate totals around the Bayside suburbs as well, 30 to 40 millimetres.
The cold and wet weather is expected to move north in the next 24 hours, with widespread soaking rain welcome over the next few days. On 7 News at 6 o'clock, I'll tell you if any of this rain hit our dams and what that means for water levels.
Well, let's check in with meteorologist Tony Auden, and the heaviest rain did actually set in overnight, Tony.
Yes, that's right, Kendall. Of course, today's rain has been fairly light for the most part, but we did see those most impressive totals during the early hours. Now, as we've seen, it was all off the back of that band of storms that took off over inland areas yesterday. It intensified, then swept east across the southeast last night before clearing out early morning. A few spots over 25 millimetres, especially inland. Now, today, plenty of cloud around, and we're seeing some of that light to moderate rain developing, mainly around areas between Brisbane and the Gold Coast this afternoon. Zooming out, we also have storms firing away ahead of our rain band today. Storm warnings are current across the Wide Bay Burnett and inland parts of the Capricornia. Also for a separate line of storms between about Emerald and Longreach. Damaging winds and heavy rain are the main threats. Now, looking ahead, more rain is on the way. Current modelling has the peak lying between about Longreach and Kingaroy here. Some spots could pick up well over 100 millimetres there during the course of the next week. Kendall, plenty of that rain on the way. I'll be back soon with tomorrow's forecast.
Thanks, Tony. See you then. The end of JobKeeper is expected to hit Queensland tourism operators hard. Next, the Premier's last-ditch plea to extend the COVID support payment. Plus, cyclists wipe out the moment a bike rider is sent flying. And the heartbroken brides left out of pocket and without flowers on their wedding day.
In 7 News, enough is enough. Thousands rally demanding equality and an end to violence against women. Our major exclusive, shredding bikie colours, a former gang member risking his life. A warning for Queensland parents on schoolyard diet clubs. Plus Tony Auden on our cool wet weather. Will it reach the dams? 7 News at 6.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
The latter.
As new information breaks on the royal scandals at 7:30, get the latest on the royal controversy at 8:30. Major developments, the legal team's moving in. 7 News brings you the latest from Buckingham Palace at 8:30 tonight.
There's no need to shop around when you shop with appliances online. Find the world's biggest brands at great prices. For a limited time, enjoy hot offers from Miele, Haier, Smeg, Fisher & Paykel and so many more. Experience our legendary service with our price match guarantee. Free next day delivery, free removal and recycling of old products and 24/7 Australian customer support. For great prices every day, visit appliancesonline.com.au now.
The Winning Appliances Autumn Home Event is now on. Create your forever kitchen and laundry with a great range of deals from Fisher & Paykel, Siemens, Wiesel, Smeg, Electrolux, Westinghouse and so many more. Whether you're upgrading or renovating, there's no better time to begin. These offers are for a limited time only and end March 15. Hurry, visit your local Winning Appliances showroom today or online for a virtual showroom tour.
Hyaluronic acid. There's a reason dermatologists love it.
L'Oréal Paris introduces a powerful serum.
Revitalift Filler Hyaluronic Acid Serum. Our highest concentration of hyaluronic acid deeply hydrates, smooths the skin surface and replumps lines from within. In 6 weeks, wrinkles are visibly reduced by 47%.
Now we're talking.
Revitalift Filler Hyaluronic Acid Serum from Australia's #1 anti-aging skincare brand, L'Oréal Paris.
Well worth it.
Can't believe some health insurers don't let you use your extras limits the way you want.
Yeah. Oh, what a clock of shit.
Does your health insurer offer cover that lets you use your extras limits your way? Don't settle for a quackish. Join HBF today.
With you all the way. To us, you're more than a customer. You're a member. RACQ. Membership makes all the difference.
I get it. Up, up, easy. Left, up. Yes.
Come and get it! Oz Lotto, dishing up big Aussie fun every Tuesday.
Hey, mate. No, I can't make it. Heaps busy. Yeah. See ya.
Fantastic furniture. Find your fantastic.
Right now, get a Solar Heart solar power system featuring our latest silhouette panels and get $500 off. Plus, get 60 months interest-free on any Solar Heart residential product. Get smart. Get Solar Heart.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
The latter.
As new information breaks on the royal scandals at 7:30, get the latest on the royal controversy at 8:30. Major developments, the legal team's moving in. 7 News brings you the latest from Buckingham Palace at 8:30 tonight.
Dashcam vision has captured the dramatic moment a cyclist was hit by a car in Sydney. The rider crossed a busy road, passing a lane of traffic before colliding with an oncoming car. The collision sent him flying through the air, his helmet coming off as he crashed onto the concrete pavement. Incredibly, he wasn't badly hurt and managed to walk away. The end of JobKeeper is set to cost Queensland more than $80 million a week. The Premier is now making a last-ditch plea to the Prime Minister to extend the wage program in a bid to help salvage tourism in the Sunshine State. Brittany Lane explains.
Well, it's now less than 2 weeks until JobKeeper comes to an end, with the cut-off set to have dire consequences for the tourism industry, causing more than 25,000 jobs to go under. The Premier is urging the federal government to extend JobKeeper, ending on March 28, which will see the state economy lose around $83 million a week.
This is a really serious issue. Once again, we're seeing the federal government not listening to people, not talking to people and not understanding the real issues.
Cairns currently has more tourism businesses on JobKeeper than any other region in Queensland. Locals are now fearful of what the future holds.
We've got no money to pay anything. On the 1st of April, if there's no people on that boat, there's no wages coming in.
While the federal government's half-price flights announcement has given some hope to tourism bodies, the state government still believes a wage subsidy is needed.
The support package that was offered last week is helpful and we welcome it, but it's not going to deliver the support that many businesses need.
Queensland is far more dependent on international travel than any other state in the country, which is why the Premier believes JobKeeper is critical until international borders reopen.
More than 100 brides have been left without flowers or a refund for their special day after the owner of a florist died. The tragedy left behind around $50,000 worth of undelivered orders. Amber Laidler has more.
Floral business Bouquets with a Difference was forced to close after Queensland business owner Julie Sanders passed away in early February, leaving more than 100 customers angry and frustrated, claiming they are now owed over $500,000 in flowers they never received, with many orders dating back to early 2020, long before Judy died. Hayley Hayden ordered around $300 worth of flowers for her wedding earlier this month and was forced to spend hundreds more when her arrangements never arrived.
I sympathise with the owner's family because she has passed away. It's also a business and it needs to be run as a business, and the communication just hasn't been there.
Women from across the country are now threatening legal action and have sent letters of demand to the estate of Julie Sanders. One West Australian bride claims she was threatened over the phone by a man connected to the business who told her he would get his guns and hunt her down if she continued to contact the family and complain publicly.
To actually achieve a grant of probate, it can take up to 6 months. It just depends on the waiting periods for firstly the death certificate, then to seek information about all the assets and liabilities can take some time.
Judy's family have told 7 News they are devastated and claim they had no involvement with the business before her death. They say they're meeting with solicitors to organise her estate this week.
Demonstrators marched through London protesting the brutal police response to a vigil for murder victim Sarah Everard. Tornado terror, 6 twisters wreak havoc in Texas, and the heartbreaking detail in Princess Charlotte's Mother's Day card for Granny Diana.
Queensland bikies risking their lives.
Still got a lot of enemies out there.
By reforming their lives and shredding their gang colours.
Escaping gangs like the Banditos and the Finks isn't easy.
Inside the Police Bikie Exit program, exclusive pictures and interviews in a major 7 News investigation. Tonight.
You never know what the next call will bring.
Go back! That does not go there.
911, tonight on 7.
Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman. Big games need a big screen, and we have all the big brands featuring the very latest tech to enhance your viewing experience. Every TV size, from 55-inch up to a king size 100 inches. Pump up the volume with big sound to complement your big screen TV. Plus, get 60 months interest free with a bonus gift card up to $500. New season, new tech, new gear. Score a great deal on home entertainment now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
You've always been there for each other, and that doesn't have to change. With the support of Blue Care, one of Queensland's leading aged care providers with over 60 years' experience, you and your family can continue to live life your way.
The all-new GWM Ute is up for the challenge. Born tough and built smart to give you more. More features, reliability, comfort and safety for less. The all-new GWM Ute. Go with more.
Treat yourself at McCafe and we could treat you to free coffee for a year. Just buy any coffee on the My Maccas app and you could be one of 25 winners every day. Order on the My Maccas app for your chance to win.
It's come down to this last play.
Oh, Mark, and he's got it! The siren's going to sound.
Kick after the siren to win the game for your club.
And it's bucketing down here at the G.
Kicker's on the way. It's a big kick. It's a massive kick.
Sometimes the kick is there.
And he's put it through.
Sometimes the kick.
Anything's possible after this.
Sometimes you get kicked.
Are you unable to work due to illness or injury? You could claim insurance as part of your super. Talk to Australia's #1 law firm today. Morris Blackburn Lawyers will maximise your claim. Call for your free super check now. It costs nothing to know where you stand.
Pete is a critically acclaimed wildlife photographer. Just don't ask him to hang a picture frame. It's amazing what you can't do. Task smarter.
Airtasker.
There's a change gonna
When your life changes, your insurance should too.
We'll be here for it.
Yui, you insured.
Webby and Gilly are back. The Enforcer and the Axe, telling it like it is.
From wooden spoon to making the finals is not impossible.
The inside word and tips.
Out of the 3 Queensland teams, I think they'll finish the highest.
From the league experts you want on your team. Only on 7 News, nightly at 6.
The 3 Cambridge children, George, Charlotte and Louis, have crafted homemade Mother's Day cards in a touching tribute to their late grandmother, Princess Diana. The young royals write heartwarming messages to Granny Diana every year to ensure her memory lives on. Princess Charlotte penned a moving note saying her father, Prince William, misses his mother very much. In the UK, the women's rights movement is gathering steam. Hundreds have defiantly marched through London protesting the brutal police response to a vigil for murder victim Sarah Everard.
Through the streets of Britain's capital, protesters unite.
Shame on you!
They gathered outside Parliament, rallying against the heavy-handed tactics of police. Officers at the weekend using force to break up a vigil for murder victim Sarah Everard. Gatherings banned because of the pandemic. Police say they were just trying to keep people safe.
Officers on the ground were faced with a very difficult decision. Hundreds of people were tightly packed together, posing a very real risk of easily transmitting COVID-19.
The UK government has demanded a review of policing as the Commissioner resists calls to resign.
I don't think anybody who was not in the operation can actually pass a detailed comment on the rightness and wrongness of it.
At today's protests, officers heard the message, keeping their distance as hundreds made a defiant stand.
How many more? How many more?
A movement starting in Britain, now spreading across the globe. Nina Stevens, 7 News.
It's been a bloody day in Myanmar's main city. 21 people were killed as security forces cracked down on protesters. They had set Chinese-financed factories on fire in defiance of the military coup. Martial law has been imposed in the district, with China calling for the perpetrators to be punished. A further 16 people were killed in other parts of Myanmar, making it one of the deadliest days since the February coup. Tornadoes have ravaged the Texas Panhandle. These incredible drone pictures show the damage. Houses stripped of roofs and transmission towers toppled. Meteorologists estimate as many as 6 twisters touched down across the region. Remarkably, no one was seriously injured. Visitors to Durambar Beach near Coolangatta are being urged to keep an eye out for an 82-year-old shipwreck. The remains of SS Tyalgum became exposed during wild weather and king tides. The conditions right now are perfect, but catching a glimpse is still tricky.
You've got to have the low tide, very low tide, the erosion, and then you can pick the shape out.
The beach has been severely battered by wild weather this year, and its dunes remain unstable. Speaking of the Gold Coast, we'll farewell our viewers there now. You're off to the chase, and you can join Rod Young with your local 7 News at 5:30. For the rest of Queensland, hundreds take to the streets of Brisbane demanding gender equality and the end of violence against women. Plus, a powerful blizzard slams the Rocky Mountains. And the running of the bull, not in Spain, but South Australia.
In 7 News, enough is enough. Thousands rally demanding equality and an end to violence against women. Our major exclusive, shredding bikie colours, a former gang member risking his life. A warning for Queensland parents on schoolyard diet clubs. Plus Tony Auden on our cool wet weather. Will it reach the dams? 7 News at 6.
We'll give it everything we've got and leave nothing on the table.
I'm here to win. I'm that competitive.
Go! Could you outrun a superhero?
Ultimate Tag, tonight 7:30 on 7 Flicks.
The best thing about spending more time at home was all the money I was saving. Where else could I save? I noticed all the interest I was paying across my credit cards. Then I discovered Society One, who helped me consolidate my debts into one low-rate personal loan. Because I have a good credit history, I got a great rate, with no monthly fees and no early repayment fees. So, take control of your interest. Make it happen with Society One.
You can count on Maurice Blackburn to be here, because we've been here this year and 100 years before that, helping Australians get their lives back on track. So if you need help, call us today.
Bring your family together with Optus. Share a massive 250 gigs of data per month across 4 SIMs with the Optus Family Mobile Plan. It starts with yes.
AGL Internet is here. Combine your home internet and energy to save $15 a month off your NBN plan. That's unlimited data, all from $60 per month. Combine and save today.
Amelia is an expert with hazardous substances. Just don't ask her to clean a carpet stain. It's amazing what you can't do. Task smarter.
AirTasker.
Finding for parts of the state, so please avoid any unnecessary travel.
Just go, seriously.
Just go around him.
Stop fighting, please.
Nah, back it up. When you're faced with floodwater, the smartest and bravest thing you can do is back it up. If it's flooded, forget it.
Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Checking our top stories this Monday, tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets across the country to show their support for women's rights. In Canberra, the woman at the centre of a rape allegation, Brittany Higgins, gave a surprise speech. The Hotel Grand Chancellor is back in the COVID spotlight, an investigation confirming one quarantine guest infected another with the UK variant. The virus was then passed on to a doctor at the Princess Alexandra Hospital. And South East Queenslanders can expect a wet week ahead following this morning's cool change. The Prime Minister's response to seismic sexual violence allegations in Canberra has galvanised anger across the country. There have been marches across Queensland. Erin Edwards was at the Brisbane rally, which drew 10,000 people.
They came despite the rain to march for themselves, their daughters, their friends, especially their workmates.
I don't know a single woman who hasn't experienced sexual harassment.
There are so many stories of sexual harassment.
Anything from low-level innuendo to very serious sexual assault matters.
I had a very close friend whose boss used to show her porn every day when she came in.
Organisers expected 2,000 to 3,000 people. They were cheered on from city high-rises and footpaths. The statistics are compelling. Out of a study of 10,000 people, 2 in 5 women and 1 in 4 men said they had been victims of sexual harassment in their workplace in Australia.
It means unwelcome sexual advances. It means unwelcome requests for sexual favours. It means unwelcome sexual remarks.
It ended at the Speaker's Corner, where the crowd was welcomed by Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk. There was a cheer for Brittany Higgins, a Queenslander at the centre of the first allegations in Canberra. The crowd was asked, what can you do? The answer, believe women. The crowd says it is sick of speaking and it wants action. What do they want? They want an independent inquiry in Canberra and mandatory sexual harassment training for all MPs.
A man has pleaded guilty over a bizarre ice-fuelled rampage that saw at least 3 cars, including a police vehicle, smashed with bricks. One attack was caught on dash cam. 33-year-old Shane Smith approaching a driver on the New South Wales Central Coast last Friday. Smith was arrested and today pleaded guilty to 9 counts of damaging property, affray, threats and intimidation. He's been refused bail to face sentence next month. A coalition of Australia's top doctors is calling for a dementia prevention plan to be created in order to avoid a major health crisis for the next generation. The number of people affected by the disease is expected to double beyond 1 million in the next 3 decades. The group has made 8 recommendations to the federal government, requesting more funding to research the condition. Time for a check of finance now. Here's James Tao at ComSec.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kendall. Monday was really an exciting day for the local share market. We saw the ASX 200 lacking a fair bit of direction or really conviction to start the new week. We had the Aussie market kind of swinging between small gains and losses, not really deviating too far from the flat line. At the close of the day, the ASX 200 was up 6 points, or just less than 0.1%. We saw really weighing on the market was the performance of some of the mining stocks. Iron ore that continues just to pull back a touch, down about 3% over the weekend. So Fortescue Metals down about 4%. Afterpay, one of the worst as well on the market, falling a little over 4.5%. So those underperformed. Some of the winners, though, coming from the likes of energy. The majority of the banks were higher, as were the healthcare stocks to help lift the market. The Aussie dollar is a touch weaker. It's around 77.4 US cents.
Wild weather is lashing parts of the US as a powerful winter storm lands. These stunning pictures are from Colorado. Neighbourhoods turned into ski fields. The dump so heavy, this 4-legged pup named Parker couldn't resist dashing through the snow. A blizzard warning remains in place across the state of Nevada. Drone video is shedding new light on the habits of fin whales off the coast of Spain. The giant creatures return to the same spot year after year to feed on krill. Researchers recorded around 700 hours of footage. They keep track of individual whales by their distinctive markings. Judging will happen shortly in an unusual but traditional contest in Surfers Paradise. Sculptors have spent 3 days carving huge mounds of sand into works of art.
A long row of tents shield temporary artwork from the elements along the esplanade. Peter Papamanolis has carved a creation he calls Send in the Clowns.
Shot through the cannon over the arena.
The 10 competing artists have had 3 days to scrape together something more than a standard sandcastle out of 10 tonnes of material. Anna Macaulay has made a series of distorted faces in warped funhouse mirrors.
My sculpture this year is pretty ambitious. So I've been, going pretty hard.
And getting advice from her father, who's a contestant too.
I've been involved from a real young age to varying degrees and slowly working my way up.
I just want to finish it. I'll be happy if I finish it.
The Sand Sculptures event has been held here for almost a decade, but this year there's much more to see, with impressive art installations like this also on display right along the esplanade. The artwork and the sculptures will remain in place until next weekend. The winner revealed tonight. On the Gold Coast, Carly Madsen, 7 News.
A bull has broken free from its handlers east of Adelaide, charging across a busy road full of traffic. Owners came close to wrangling the animal with ropes when it went down to a riverbank, but the animal took a sudden turn, making a mad dash across a 2-way bridge. One man followed closely, alerting drivers to make sure there were no collisions. Webby joins us with all the day's sport next. Plus, Coles fires the first shot in a new supermarket war over cookware. The deal's on offer. And all the colour from a COVID-safe Grammys.
Queensland bikies risking their lives.
Still got a lot of enemies out there.
By reforming their lives and shredding their gang colours.
Escaping gangs like the Bandidos and the Finks isn't easy.
Inside the Police Bikie Exit program, exclusive pictures and interviews in a major 7 News investigation. Tonight.
How did it get to this? As shockwaves reverberate around the world.
A public denial is tantamount to an admission.
Is history repeating itself?
This was the last straw.
We investigate explosive scandals from insiders within the palace.
Absolutely flammable.
New Declassified: The Royal Scandals. Tonight, 7:30 on 7.
New and improved Nivea Cellular Filler with powerful hyaluronic acid plus 4% Bioxy Lift. Visibly plumps, fills and firms skin. 94% of women agree. Discover new cellular filler range from Nivea.
We've come a long, long way together.
Through the hard times and the good.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
I have to praise you like I should.
At Heritage Bank, we've always put people first.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Life happens. And you can't always see it coming. That's why Bupa's here. Because double bouncing will always be a thing. Because it's not just waves that break. Because small print is always on the menu. And because every chance deserves to be celebrated. We'll be there when life happens to give you the cover you need and the service you expect. Bupa, because life happens. Join today.
Mika is a perfectionist when it comes to sculpting hedges. Just don't ask her for a short back and sides.
That's terrible.
It's amazing what you can't do. Task smarter.
Airtasker.
Let me guess. eBay Tuesdays?
Best day to save on heaps of things, like hair straighteners.
Wow, it's really straight. Look at that one.
Has your life been turned upside down by a road accident? Talk to Australia's #1 law firm. Morris Blackburn Lawyers will maximise your claim so you can get on with your life again. Call us now. It costs nothing to know where you stand.
How do I know my place is Australian? Because it always lets me know when I screw up. Immediately. My Place smart home system is made for people who can't follow instructions. Like me.
Switch on the popular Sunboost 6.6 kilowatt solar system from Australia's largest solar company with over 2,700 5-star ratings. Reduced to an incredible $34.91 with optional save and pay finance. Ends March 31.
Call 1300 Sunboost.
The $60,000 jackpot.
Oh my God!
Could you be next to win big on Sunrise tomorrow?
It's been a history-making night at the Grammy Awards. Pop queen Beyonce stole the show as music's Night of Nights returned to a pre-COVID ceremony. David Woywood has more.
Good afternoon. Well, tonight has belonged in so many ways to Beyonce, the music superstar, tonight taking home her 28th career Grammy. She's now the most awarded artist in Grammy history, male or female, sitting on 28 statuettes in a long and decorated career.
This is so overwhelming. I've been working my whole life, since 9 years old, and I can't believe this happened. It's such a magical night. Thank you so much.
Also, a proud mum, her daughter Blue Ivy, taking home a Grammy earlier in the day. It was really a night for female performers. Megan Thee Stallion took 3 Grammys, including Best New Artist.
Music really helped a lot of us get through the pandemic. So, like I said, shout out to everybody who's in here today because a lot of these songs really pushed us all the way through.
While Taylor Swift's return to the Grammy stage, her first in 5 years, saw her awarded Best Album for the 3rd time, while Billie Eilish snatched Record of the Year.
I love you, I love my team, thank you for seeing me.
Watermelon sugar. The evening, a return to live music. Harry Styles kicked the show off in an evening of international headliners. The night, though, not without controversy. Canadian sensation The Weeknd boycotting, raising concerns over the voting and nomination process. While it wasn't a night for the Aussies, both Flume and Tame Impala missing out in their categories.
Let's get a check of Monday sport now. Here's Webby.
Thank you, Kendall. Hello, everyone. There's good news at the Broncos today with winger Xavier Coates and forward John Asiata both set to face the Titans this Friday. It was expected they would be ruled out for a week after frightening injuries suffered in their loss to the Eels, but both trained strongly today. Asiata will have more tests with his new neck brace late this week, but Coates is a certainty for the M1 derby.
He's looking for round 2 as well, but I'm not too sure. I've not spoken to him fully, but he was training today, so that was good. And he was He wasn't supposed to do contact, I don't think, but he was doing contacts in the middle, so he must be all right, I reckon.
And the NRL has granted 17-year-old Roosters prodigy Joseph Suaalii an exemption to play NRL from this week onwards, a year earlier than usually allowed. The Swans insist they'll have no special treatment for Lions star recruit Joe Danaher when they head to the Gabba on Saturday night. While Buddy will be missing round one, another former All-Australian goal machine won't be. Injury-free for the first time in 3 years, Danaher's impact has been immediate for Brisbane, kicking 7 goals in 2 outings.
We'll treat him like anyone else, and they've got plenty of good players. They've been top 4 the last 2 years, and now they've added him. So, they've got plenty of firepower. He's one of many.
The Lions and Swans are live and free Saturday night here on 7. And coming up at 6 p.m, a 7 News exclusive. We go one-on-one with Lions coach Chris Fagan. Rain is frustrating the Bulls' charge towards the top of the Sheffield Shield ladder. Day 1 against Victoria started almost 2 hours late. Nick Maddison nearly made the home side regret sending them in. But Jack Wildermuth, striking twice in an over, and 2 screamers from a former Test opener left the Bushrangers battling at 4 for 75.
And he's gone. Joe Burns takes a beautiful catch at first slip.
Looked like he got shot by a sniper, Joe Burns.
Only 22 overs possible so far. Victoria limping to 4 for 81 before the heavens opened up again. Madison's 32, the only highlight. Kendall, plenty more sport at 6.
See you then. Thanks, Webby. The switch to home cooking as a result of the pandemic is driving up cookware sales. Now Coles is capitalising on the trend by launching a new collectible campaign. As Helen Wellings reports, supermarket rival Woolworths is taking a different approach.
The continuing cocooning at-home trend brought on by the pandemic is fueling a new round of supermarket wars. Today, Coles announced a new collectible campaign, stainless steel pots and pans. While Woolworths focuses on the garden in 2021, re-offering its eco-friendly Discovery Garden seedling kits, along with protecting our planet messages, Coles is kitchen-centric.
Australian families are spending more and more time at home in the kitchen or maybe doing odd jobs around the house, and I think it really shows with the sales.
From Wednesday, 24th of March, customers will be able to earn cookware credits to buy at half price 7 pieces of stainless steel cookware.
A wok, non-stick, all the Asian ingredients, smaller frying pan for omelette, a larger pan for baking fish, and a steamer. And
with renowned chef and restaurateur Luke Mangan firing up demand, Coles customers can scan their Flybuys card when they spend $20 or more in one transaction. Spend $400 on groceries, plus pay $20 in cash, buys you the cheapest $40 fry pan or steamer.
So maybe you want to collect 20 credits and then you can top up with $20 to get your first piece in the cookware set.
Tony Auden will join us next with the latest on how long this cool change will stick around. Also, how a Tasmanian man's surfboard ended up in Townsville. And why so cruel, Cruella? A new look at the hit Disney film coming soon.
In 7 News, enough is enough. Thousands rally demanding equality and an end to violence against women. A major exclusive shredding bikie colours, a former gang member risking his life. A warning for Queensland parents on schoolyard diet clubs. Plus Tony Auden on our cool wet weather. Will it reach the dams? 7 News at 6.
Good afternoon, Dave Andrews here in the Australian Building Company traffic chopper. Well, very wet conditions keeping us pinned up to the north this afternoon, and some good going on the Bruce Highway at this stage as you make your way up towards North Lakes. Slow going, of course, on the Gateway northbound from Nudgee up towards the Pine River Bridge, and a good run over the Houghton Highway and the Ted Smount heading in towards Clontarf. The Australian Building Company is building homes for Queenslanders with a 25-year structural guarantee. Visit australianbuildingcompany.com.au, QBCC 1515 23 24. Have a great night. More traffic tomorrow.
Can we talk?
He broke up with me. I feel guilty for keeping this from him. I'm pregnant. He loves her, not me.
I'm carrying Artie's child. He doesn't even know he could be a father.
Dreaming of you, golden on the other side.
I know you're mad at me, but we can't leave it like this.
I have to tell him.
Home
and Away, this week at 7 on 7.
If you're feeling the sting of big summer power bills, install Arise Solar's best-selling 6.6 kilowatt home system, now with all new 370 watt Tier 1 panels.
Arise Solar's premium panel offer ends soon.
So call 1-800-ARISE Solar today.
For me, the intensity starts early and keeps building. It can be full on. The heat, the orders, the pressure from the boss. For tough pain relief, my go-to is Panadol Extra. Because if I don't, with my migraine headaches, I'm kind of useless in the kitchen. And I don't want to let the crew down.
Service?
I really love these guys. And it's good to know you can still help out the people who need you. Together, let's rethink care.
Metricon's Fast Track Guarantee can still help you qualify for the $15,000 Home Builder Grant. But hurry, as the $15,000 grant ends March 31st. Love where you live. Metricon.
When it comes to super, long-term performance matters. Host Plus has been recognised for 15 years of platinum performance. So whatever plans you had, your future's still waiting for you. Host Plus. We go with you.
Well, seems everyone's making the healthier switch to veggie rice.
They'll be switching us next.
Wait, what?
Oh. Pea!
Well, hello there.
Actually, this switch is good too.
Bird's eye.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
A home loan from a bank that really understands our needs. Thank you very much.
So, what'd you think?
Oh, structurally, it's genius.
Can't believe I made it myself. I just used my Ryobi drill. And I found some old timber.
Also, I smoothed it down with the sand. Holly! The book.
Loved it.
Upcycle bookcase made by OnePlus Holly. Make your long weekend home essentials kit $169, available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Ryobi. Where do you watch the changing of the guard? Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, or Scotland Yard? This question will land Goliath in a right royal mess. Shh. Could you get it right? New The Chase, weekdays at 5.
This weather report brought to you by Bridgestone Select for tyres and car servicing.
Good afternoon, you're watching 7 News. Checking the weather now. It's been a gloomy old day across the southeast. Plenty of rain falling right across southern Queensland. To the radar at the moment, of course, some light to moderate rain across the southeast, but we are seeing some storms forming further north. Warnings current around the Wide Bay, Burnett and inland parts of the Capricornia, also through the central west, central highlands and coalfields. Zooming out, that wet weather is linked in with a trough and rain band lying right across northern Australia and across Queensland. Southerly winds on the coast have helped keep temperatures down in the southeast. Peak gusts over 70 k's an hour at Cape Morton. A sign of that cool air, Melbourne, Sydney and Adelaide have all had their coldest mornings of the year so far. Tomorrow, that trough and cloud band sit overhead. That means more cloud and rain on the way, storms and possible heavier falls developing inland once again. Around the capitals tomorrow, showers return to Sydney, a top of 25 degrees there. Perth heats up even further, 34 degrees. Back to northern Queensland, a couple of showers around Mackay from late morning onwards make that just a possible morning sprinkle in Cairns, a dry top of 30 degrees in Townsville. Heading south, plenty happening again. Storms around Longreach, Emerald and Rockhampton in that clearer air, then cloud, rain further south. Looking at steady and lighter falls and cool underneath that cloud, a top of 18 in Toowoomba. Back to the southeast, your best chance at some dry breaks is through the morning, then more rain picking up into the afternoon. Heaviest north of Brisbane, it's looking lighter and patchier to the south. Staying cool, 20 up to 23 degrees in Brisbane. How long will this rain hang around Kendall? All those details coming up at 6.
Looking forward to it. We'll catch you then. Thank you, Tony. And Sharon's here to take a look at tonight's news. It was an extraordinary turnout at the March for Justice rallies today.
Yeah, Kendall, right across the country, from Brisbane to Sydney, Melbourne and in Canberra, where alleged rape survivor Brittany Higgins spoke to the crowd. Now, here at Queensland's Parliament House, the crowd was so big, organisers aren't sure how many people there were, but they say it was more than 10,000. A big turnout indeed.
Also coming up tonight, a major exclusive on bikies leaving their gangs.
Yeah, Kendall, for the first time we can show you the police shredding outlaw club colours. Now, we also go inside their program, helping members leave the gangs, with one reformed bikie risking his life to speak out.
And you've got a warning for parents over school lunch clubs.
Yeah, Kendall, diet clubs specifically. There's shock new research on how it could be affecting Queensland children. We'll have all the details plus advice for parents coming up at 6 in 7 News.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, Kendall.
A surfboard lost in a big wave wipeout has made an extraordinary journey from the bottom of Australia to the tropics. Surfer Danny Griffiths lost his cherished towboard while riding huge waves off Tasmania's south coast in 2017. A year later, the bright green board was found covered in barnacles by fishermen off the coast of Magnetic Island.
I never thought I'd see it again. I just thought it was going to Antarctica or something and never be seen again.
Fast forward 3 years, a chance encounter at a surfing competition and many emails later, that missing board is now making its way back south to its delighted owner, this time via the post. Let's see what's happening online. Disney has released a new look at the upcoming Cruella film starring Emma Stone. The crime comedy explores Cruella de Vil's past before 101 Dalmatians.
Whether you have the killer instinct is the big question. I hope I do.
It will air at cinemas from May 28. An 8-year-old girl is going viral after belting out the hit Girl on Fire. Her dad caught her singing while cleaning the pool. The video's had almost 2 million views on TikTok. And most of us have experienced the joy of a great book that's such a good read you just can't put it down. But what if you genuinely took it with you everywhere you went? Daniel LaBelle made a comedy clip showing just what that would look like, from going for a run to having a shower, even folding the laundry. But there is a chance that perhaps it might not be too ideal if you're thinking about heading outside to mow the lawn. And you can stay up to date. Visit 7news.com.au or follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. That's all we have time for this Monday. I'm Kendall Gilding. Thanks so much for your company. The Chase is next, then join Max and Sharon for 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dancing with the Stars champion!
The 2-week event, Dancing with the Stars All-Stars, is coming to 7.
These 4 strangers must work as a team to win thousands of dollars, but standing in their way is one of the sharpest and largest obstacles in Australia, the chaser. The chase is on. Welcome to the Chase Australia. Delighted to have your company. Do you know, statistically speaking, there's about a 1 in 7 chance that you're related to Bob back there? Anyway, let's meet the team.
Hi, I'm Gina. I'm a creche teacher and my family is a bit like the Brady Bunch.
Hi, I'm Jono. I've been a banking manager for 18 years and I took up snowboarding in my 30s.
Hi, I'm Eliza. I'm a nursing student and I have a love for theatre and musicals.
Hi, I'm Bob. I'm retired with 13 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren.
Retired? I'm not surprised you're tired. That's a lot of work, Bob. You heard of Bob?